Hello all, I welcome you all to EduTab and also welcome to the government scheme session. The scheme that we are covering today, it is production linked incentive scheme for food processing sector. Has been asked by one of you guys for me to make a lecture on, and it was currently in news. So we'll look at what was the news, what are the important factors about it. But before starting, could you please tell if everything is fine, if you can see and if everything is alright, do let me know so that we can move ahead with the session. And I would also here would like to tell you about an initiative that has been launched by us for all the people who will or are preparing for regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide for all your queries, whatever you might be having regarding the organization that you would want to join. What will be your responsibility when you will join the organization at a certain post, and also how to join the organization. So how many phases are there? What is the eligibility criteria? What is the syllabus? What is the previous year trend? Whatever question that you have in mind, everything will be covered. And for NABARD, for SEBI, for RBI, for whatever you are preparing for, you will find all your doubts here. So do not miss the opportunity. You can download the link of these guidebooks from the description box. The link, it is present in the description box. And one more thing I want to add it here, that it is absolutely free. So do not miss this opportunity. And now let's move ahead with the session. So see, before understanding the dimensions that are asked in examination and what are the points that you need to remember, and to understand of this scheme, there are few terms that we will understand. What is, first of all, what is PLI? What is product linked incentive? PLI is product linked incentive. And what is food processing? What is a food processed food? So these two things we will understand so that we have better clarity of the particular scheme. So product linked incentive. So basically some incentive will be given, some additional, you can say, as a gift, as a reward, incentive will be given, and this incentive will be linked to the product. So basically, see, what the idea of the government is, they want to establish more and more manufacturing units in India and in different sectors. So that is why in 14 sectors, so they have chosen 14 sectors, and have in fact made a separate lecture on PLI, just on PLI, where I've discussed what the basic idea and what are the different sectors in it. You can watch the video from the playlist. But here I want to say product linked incentives. What does it mean? That if, and we are talking about here food processing industry. So if you are establishing manufacturing unit in food processing or that is related to food processing, if you want to grow in this sector and you want to have a international level appreciation, so for that government will back you. Government will provide you with some incentive if you achieve the target which the government has set. So this is the basic idea of product linked incentive, and in this particular lecture we will focus on the food processing industry. This is one of the 14 sectors. Now what is this food processing? So basically to process food. What does it mean? For example, we have tomato, right? We have tomato, but we have value added to it, and now we have made it into ketchup. So this we can say, what? This is a processed food. Similarly, from potato we have made chips. So that is a processed food. Or for example, from orange malta, these things we have made some concentrated juice. So these become the processed food. Okay. So I hope now you have a basic understanding of what are these. And in marine sector also, if you talk about in marine sector also, processed, even if they are frozen, they have been cleaned and they have been cut down and they are frozen so that they can be used for a longer period of time. Those will also be considered as processed food only. And also if you are selling that in the form of cutlet, in the form of chips, etc., they will also come under the value added processed food. Okay. So this is the basic understanding that we have shared. Now let's come to the important dimensions. So the launch of the scheme, it has been recently, 2 years back only, it has been launched in 2021. And because we are talking about food processing industry, so of course the ministry that will be involved will be food processing industries, Ministry of Food Processing Industry. Okay, so that's quite simple to understand. Now, what is the aim? And here, see, what I have done, I have purposely added the exact lines from the guidelines so that you have this familiarity, what kind of terms can be asked in your examination. So what is the aim? So the aim is to support creation. So basically what we have told, right, this is the basic essence of PLI, product linked incentive, to support the creation of global food manufacturing champions. So to have such manufacturing unit in India which can be globally competitive also, commensurate with the India's natural resource endowment. What does it mean? Which should be in sync with whatever natural resources we have in India in as a raw material, as in agriculture, and that can be converted into a processed food. So we have to make this manufacturing competitive units in line with whatever natural resource that we have, and support Indian brands. And not only we have to increase the production by establishing more and more manufacturing units, but we also have to recognize these Indian brands of food products at the international market. So focus will be done on the manufacturing unit also to make India manufacturing champion, as well as to promote the Indian brands as well. Next, the duration of this scheme for now it is up to 26, 27. So that is for 6 years. For now, currently this scheme is there. Type of scheme, it is center sector, means it will be 100% funded by the central government. No role of the state government in case of funding. Okay, and we have a total outlay as well, that is 10,900 crore that has been totally from 2021 till 26-27 that has been given for this particular scheme. Now, what are the objectives? To support food manufacturing entities. I hope this is understandable now. Now, one thing we have to understand, not all the companies or the manufacturing units or industries that are there in food processing, not all will be there, but the government will support such manufacturing entities which can actually meet the expectations of government. So the stipulated, which can come up with stipulated minimum sale. What is stipulated means? Basically the target that has been assigned by the central government. So for if whatever target that the government has assigned, if the company is able to meet that, they will get the incentive. See, one thing we have to understand, government is doing so. Why this government would want to do anything? So basically that is to develop country. So if more manufacturing units will be there, more sales will be there, domestic and as well as abroad. Of course, that is going to have a direct impact on GDP. Along with that, it will also help to have more employment, and hence again to better the economy, right? So that is why what the basic idea under this particular scheme is, how you can apply. You have to actually apply. You would have to give proposal that I want to apply under this section, which we will study further. And if you if you will give us money, or vice versa, actually it is, if I will be able to meet your target, I need something in return. So basically this is from the beneficiary point of view. So this is what this means: support food manufacturing entities, and which kind of, with stipulated minimum sale, which will be actually able to achieve the minimum sale that has been stipulated by the central government, and willing to make minimum stipulated investment for expansion of processing capacity. What does it mean? In fact, those beneficiaries should also be willing to not only to give the sales, but also they should be willing to have some investment for the expansion of the capacity of their manufacturing unit. And also they should be interested in branding abroad. Okay, so basically here the target is to have an impact abroad, also to have a recognition globally, to incentivize emergence of strong Indian brands. Okay, so we have seen sales, we have seen this expansion, and we have also seen the branding. So here objectives are there in that government will support creation of global food manufacturing champions. We have already understood. Select brand for food products global visibility. Okay, this we also have understood. Increase employment opportunities on off-farm jobs, of course, because in processing units employees will be required, right? So that will also be achieved by this particular scheme. Ensuring remunerative prices for farm produce and higher income for farmers. By basically, see, these industries, if these industries will be set up, of course they will need raw materials, right? And they also would require quality material as a raw materials, right, for as an input. So for that, farmers will also put more efforts, and of course now they have assured buyers, and because the industry would require the amount in large quantity, so farmers will have better prices for that. And one more thing we have to understand, if there will be more industries, of course the competition will among the industries will also be there, right? From where to take all the raw material, and therefore farmer will also have higher income because of that. Now, what are the different components? So there are three important components that we need to understand. So the first component, it is incentivizing manufacturing of four major food product segments. First of all, as I've told you, right, it is not for all the food processing industries. It's a step-by-step process, and currently for manufacturing. So first component talks about manufacturing. Do remember there are three components. They will touch the different segment. Here the first component, it talks about incentivizing manufacturing of four major product segment. And what are these four products? These are ready to cook or ready to eat foods, including millet-based products. What does it mean? What are ready to cook, ready to eat? So you must have, especially MTR company, it is quite famous for that. Ready to cook means these are half cooked. You must have, the best example could be the kappa noodles that you must have heard of, right? It's half cooked. As soon as you just add hot water to it, it gets fully prepared and you can directly eat it. Similarly, there are now rice, chawal, poha, all these things are there, in which you just have to add hot water, keep it for 2 to 3 minutes, and it's ready to eat, right? Then we have processed fruits and vegetables. If you're manufacturing this, you are also eligible under the particular scheme. Marine products are also been included, and mozzarella cheese is also been included. So these are the four manufacturing product segment that will get benefit under this particular scheme. Now, the second component, it talks about innovative and organic products of small, and medium enterprises, including free range eggs, meat, poultry, eggs products. So first talked about establishing the manufacturing unit and also expanding the capacity of those four components. Now, second segment, it talks about the organic products, innovative or organic products. So here we are not talking about in expanding. Here we are talking about manufacturing of organic products. Okay, so second component is that, and the third component, it deals with the support for branding and marketing. Okay, first is for manufacturing and expansion. Second is about the innovative and organic product. It does not have to link to the expansion of pre-existing units. And third, it deals with the branding and marketing abroad. Okay, incentive will be given for that. For promotion of Indian brands abroad, it envisages grant to application entities in-store branding. So here a grant will be given for in-store branding, shelf space rendering, and marketing. For these things, the incentive will be given. And here one more important thing that you need to remember, it is about scheme is fund limited. That is, cost shall be restricted to the approved amount. What is basically means that it is not like government, basically they will give you some percentage that your increase in your sales should be this much percentage. That is different for different units. Okay, now above that you will get incentive, but now this incentive is also fund limited. What does it mean? That you will get the limited incentive only. It does not mean that if you are doing exceptional sales, the incentive that you will get under the reward, or the incentive that you will get, it will also according to that exceptional sale. No. So that will be, scheme is fund limited. Whatever be the minimum, there is a designated incentive that has been assigned, only that much will be given. Okay, and that will also be restricted to the approved amount. Whenever the applicants, they will be accepted under the scheme for the incentive, there will be an approved amount, and only that much will be given. So it is fund limited. Now, what are the category of applicants? So first of all, we understood for how many components are there. So component, we understood there were three, right? Manufacturing and expansion, innovative organic products, and third we talked about the branding and marketing. Now we are talking about category of applicants. So from the applicant to the beneficiary point of view, in which category can I apply? So in that we have three categories. So the first category deals with the large entities. Means, what do they mean? They are the big manufacturing units who apply for incentive based on sales. So they can apply, such kind of applicants, they can apply for the incentives that are based on sales also, and investment criteria also, because we talked about not only sales, not only to increase sales, but this will also include the applicants who want to expand their capacity, right? You can have more sales from the limited capacity you have. That is one thing. Second thing is, you are also expanding, you are also investing in the expansion, and of course expansion means more sales. So that is the first category, deals with that applicant. And here, in fact, the applicant could undertake branding and marketing from the same application only. What does it mean? Basically, for different criteria that we have studied, the three components we have studied, for that we have to provide with the different applications. We have to give different applications. But in such case, if you belong to category 1, if the beneficiaries or the applicants, they belong to category 1 who are large entities, and they want the incentives based on sales also and investment criteria also. If they want it for branding and marketing also, they can apply for the grant from the common application. They don't have to fill different applications, right? Because these are the different components that we are talking about. Now, second category, it belongs to the small and medium enterprises units, okay, who apply for PLI, incentive based on sales. So they can apply for sales, category 2. And third category, and this is applying solely for grant for branding and marketing. So first category is talking about all, because these are large entities. That is why they can also focus on sales, they can also focus on investment, and they can also focus on branding and marketing. Second category, it involves who are dealing with the organic products or some innovative manufacturing, and these are the small and medium enterprises we are talking about, not the big entities. And third one is the category here, it is solely focusing on branding and marketing. So these are the three types of applicants and the type of applications that can be submitted to the government. Okay. Next, there are some eligibility criteria as we have just discussed. Now, there are three category: category 1, category 2, category 3. So there are some of the minimum base requirements of the segments that is to be fulfilled. For example, if you are in category 1, so what was the category 1? We'll have revision here only. So category 1 talked about the large entities for incentive of sales also, investment also, and also we were talking about branding and marketing, right? So for that, the government says we will accept your application only if only you come in this criteria. And we have this criteria: minimum sale of all food products in 2019-20. Why we are taking this as base year 2019-20? Because this scheme was launched in 2021. So how are they going to look at if the company will be able to provide good sale or not, if the government provide them with some incentive, or if the government is supporting. Government also want to support such companies which are actually in profit or can make profit in future, right? So in 2020, if they if they reach these criteria, you can read it afterward also, right? This is something you just have to read and understand on your own. So then you are eligible to apply for the grant. Then category 2, it talked about MSC, right? And also about the innovative and organic products. For that, you should have some criteria. For example, you should have you should be Udyog registered and achieved minimum sale of 1 crore during 1920. Okay, and then application for organic products shall be registered with EPEDA. Okay, the institute that deals with the foreign exchange of the agriculture products, right? Then we have category 3. So category 3 talked about the branding and marketing only, right? So only Indian brands. So here is one important thing. Even if some foreign industry, if everybody is foreigner in that company, but that company is registered in India, so that will be considered as Indian brands, right? That will be in that category. So only those will be eligible under the particular scheme. Okay, shall be taken under by the applicants directly or through the subsidiary. So they can even apply, any company or manufacturing unit can apply for the subsidiary as well. Okay. Now there is minimum eligible compound annual growth, that should also be there. That should be there for incentive. What does it mean? It means you should at least have this growth per year, so the government also have that satisfaction, and they also have that faith in you that you will make progress in future. So for that, for different segment, it is, for example, for ready to cook or ready to eat food, it is 10%. Then for processed food and vegetable, it is 10%. Marine products here, 5%. Or mozzarella cheese clay, it is 15%. Okay. And now let's talk about how much incentive will be provided to these companies. So by now, till now, we have understood only what the criteria of the applicants who want to be, who wish to have incentive under the scheme. What should be the criteria of them? Now, what will they get in return? So here I say for different years, there is some different incentive that is being given. Okay. So base year is considered 1920 to 20 for first 4 years. What does it mean? Till year 1, 2, 3, 4. Till 24-25, right? Till 24-25, base year will be taken 29-20. What does it mean? Whatever increase in sales that you will have in that particular year, it will be compared to 29-20. Okay, then it would be a lot of time, right? 4 years, quite enough time. Then what will happen for the next 2 years, for 25-26 and 26-27 period? Now for that, the base year will be shifted to 21-22 and 22-23. What does it mean? For the year 25-26, what will be the base year? The base year will be 2021, 2022. And for the year 26-27, what will be the base year? Base year will be 22-23. Again, base year means the comparison that will be made, that how much actual increment in sale has been done, because on that basis only you will get the incentive, right? So that will be taken care by having a comparison, and these are the bases. So for the first 4 years, the base year is 29-20. For the next year, that is 25-26, it will be 21-22, the base year. And for the last 6th year, that is 26-27, the base year will be 2022, 2023. And for that, what I will suggest, only for the period that you will give examination. For example, you will give for 22-23. Remember just this particular data and not the rest. You can for once remember the base year, but here you have to just keep for this year, just keep in mind this one. Okay. And here one more important thing that I would want to explain so that you can revise later on. It is a star over here, right? So it says for marine products, if you are looking at, usually it is 6% only, and afterwards you're looking at there is a decrease in this incentive, right? Because at that time government is assuming that they will be the sales will be better enough, because in sales also government is have some limitation, right? The money that they will provide. So the government is also expecting more people will be involved in these work which are under the particular scheme, and they will have enough profit. So that is why incentive is being reduced. Okay. So here we are looking at for marine product it is 6% usually, but here is one star which says 10% incentive rate of value added marine products. Now what is the difference? So see, normal food processed marine products means you have frozen, you have cleaned them, you have cut them, you have frozen them. These are the normal processed marine products. But value added means you have made cutlet. For example, if I take a fish, you have made cutlet of it, ready to make cutlet, right? So these are the components under value added marine products. So if you are making cutlet, you are making some chips of marine products, and then you are selling them. In that case, it will be value added marine products, and for that 10% incentive rate will be given for all the 6 years. Currently it is 6% but in that case the incentive that will be provided will be 10%. Okay. Now let's look at some of the important things that you need to remember. Some normal key features include sales of eligible food products. Okay, incentive sales we are talking about. Okay. As well as subsidiaries. So even if the subsidiaries or some contract manufacturers are doing, you are still eligible under that. Applicants will be extended grant. So how much grant will be given for branding and marketing? So it will be given at the rate 50%. So whatever the expenditure will be there of branding and marketing, 50% will be granted and backed up by the government. Abroad, so here one more thing that you have to understand, this branding and marketing we are talking about abroad, because we want global recognition, right? To a maximum grant of 3% on sales. So basically what we looked at in category 1, we are talking about manufacturing, we are talking about branding also, we are talking about expansion also, right? So what does this particular statement? It says that 50% will be granted for marketing and branding abroad, but there is one section in that also, that you will, because you are making this branding and marketing abroad, of course sale will be more, right? And you fall under that particular segment also. So you will get, for that component, for the sales component, you will either get 3% of whatever sale that you have made as an incentive, or 50 crore per year, whichever is less, because the government, of course, they can't give you everything, right? So that is why some limitations that have been done for marketing and branding. 50% will be given, and apart from that, 3% of sales for food products, and 50%, 50 crore per year. Okay, and one more thing, minimum expenditure for branding abroad. So maximum has been 50% of the expenditure, but minimum is at least 5 crore over a period of 5 years that will be spent by the government, and this would be paid for 6 years. So this scheme, of course, this incentive will be given till 26-27 on incremental sales. Incremental sales means that now we know we have a base year, and whatever be the incremental sales, according to that will get the company will get money. Okay. Selected applicants will be required to undertake investment as quoted in their application. So these are normal in general, that for plant and machinery we know investment will be done, right? So investment will be considered from 21, 22, 23 time period only. इन्वेस्टमेंट मेड इन 2021 ऑल्सो टू बी काउंटेड फॉर मीटिंग द मैंडेटरी इन्वेस्टमेंट. ठीक है, तो जो भी आपने इसमें कही है वो भी आप उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट में आप उसको इंक्लूड कर सकते हो. Maximum incentive payable to each beneficiary shall be fixed, so it will be fixed in advance. It is not like that if you are doing exceptional sale, you will have exceptional benefit. No, it will be already fixed that how much incentive will be given, and no company selected. It's a important. No company selected for a segment. So whatever company that has been selected, it will get more than 25% of the total budget for that segment. So there are different segments we have seen, different component in that component. There are different segments that we have seen, right? So there is already an assigned budget for those segments. Now there will be no company who will have more than 25. So maximum to maximum a company can apply for 25% of the total budget that has been assigned by the government for that particular segment. Okay, not for the company but for the segment. And no company would get less than 5% of the segment outlay. So for every segment, the government has assigned an outlay. Maximum can go to 25% for any company, not beyond that. And even if it will give the best sale and it will have a major contribution to this sector, but they will not get more than 25% of the incentive. But one more thing is there, they will not get even less than 5% also. Okay, so minimum 5%, maximum 25%. This we are talking about in the case of manufacturing. In case of basically the different section we have looked at, right? For marine products we have looked at, and then for Mozilla we have uh, then for food processing, for millets and other things that we have looked at. In case of fruits and vegetable segment, so for this particular segment, so there are different segments, the cereals, etc., etc. In case of fruits and segments, the requirement of minimum incentive at 5% of outlay may be relaxed. Okay, so what does it mean? It means we know the range is 5% to 25%, but in case of fruits and vegetable segment, this minimum incentive of 5% can be relaxed, means they can get even below that, 3%, 2% also they can get. Okay, so in that case it is relaxed. Now what are the expected benefits? So expected benefits are expansion of processing capacity, because that is the main aim, to generate processed food up to 33,494 crore. So basically government is investing just 10,900 crore, but in return the government is expecting that the outcome will be equal to rupees 33,494 crore. Okay, and also it is expected that it will create employment for nearly 2.5 lakh people for the year 26-2017. Okay, so these are the expected benefits, and this was the news. So this was a recent news of 14th March 2023, where the PLI scheme in food processing sector was explained, and it was mentioned in PIB. So whatever scheme, if it has been explained in PIB in elaborative manner, it becomes important from the examination point of view. Now here's one thing highlighted from the saving. One more component for millet-based product has been added in the year 22-23 with an outlay of 800 crore. Okay, so now one more component, millet-based food process, have been now added for the in the year 22-23. Okay, and the outlay that has been assigned for this component, so it is apart from the rest of the money. So that is your 800 crore. Okay, so that is why in the next scheme, the next lecture, we will cover this section. So there is a PLI scheme for millets. Now there is one component under this particular food processing sector PLI scheme. So next lecture we will cover. Okay, so now this is a homework for you all. Which among the following statement is correct with respect to the scheme mentioned in the basically mentioned in the lecture? Okay, so we have the options and you have to tell the right answer, and these are the topics of the live question where I told you that the scheme is important, and that is why you should focus on the news. Scheme was important as well as the news was important, and then that is why I provided you the link and I made a question from that. So Sumitra said the right answer, Rishabh said the right answer, Priya Prakash said the right answer, Utkarsh, Rachit gave the right answer. Preeti has a suggestion, please cover schemes on budget session one by one. Okay, I'll take your suggestion, and all these are these flagship schemes, they are anyway mentioned, but yes, from the next time onward I'll also mention the budget if necessary in some for the particular year, whatever budget that has been allocated, I'll incorporate that as well. Thank you, Avantik. Thank you. And Krishna also said the right answer, and he also says, please can you cover last 6 months government schemes? I mean the PIB news which are updated in the scheme. Yes, we follow that pattern only. So if any scheme that has been suggested by you, in that case, it might happen that it can be news and it cannot be. Usually, I prefer the ones which are in news in the last 6 months, because those are the ones that are important from the examination point of view. And of course, whatever schemes that I am coming with, these are the ones that are in consideration with the news that were mentioned in PIB. Okay, so that is all in this particular video. If you have any doubt, any query, do comment it down. I'll definitely reply. And if you want me to cover any scheme, suggestions are always welcome. I am following the suggestions. It might happen that the scheme that you have suggested, it might get delayed, because there is a lot of suggestions via mail, via comments that have come. Okay, so I am giving them priority wise. So whichever student has asked before, I am making accordingly. Okay, so hello Vishwajit, and Raghu, bilingual कर सकते हो आप थोड़ा. See, usually we prefer English because to the students who are from the southern region, they're not able to grasp Hindi. But yes, in the future lectures, I'll try to have incorporation of both Hindi and English. So that is all in this video. Again, all the very best for examination. We'll meet again in another session with another scheme. And until then, all the very best for examination, and thank you.